start the segment. Hey YouTube, if you like the video, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, comment down below. Really appreciate it. And what we're doing here, because Ben Shapiro is indoctrinating kids to his political beliefs. And I would just like to say, I thought this was a bad thing. I always thought that when Ben Shapiro talked about trans people just existing, he says that they're attacking children. You know, they're getting children to think that being trans is more acceptable than being cis. You know, we shouldn't peddle all this propaganda to children. Yet he's here peddling his propaganda at the children. So I just want to go over it and see and debunk any of his shit that he says right here, because I'm guaranteed he says some bullshit in this video.
Here we are today at a public library, and I know what you're thinking. Ben, haven't you read all the books there already? Of course I have, but that's not why we're here.
That's a damn lie.
Have given me a stack of cards. They have a bunch of terms.
A, that's a damn lie, or B, if that's not a lie, it's crazy that he read like so many books, yet he's still this stupid. So I think that's
to do with the government. I have to explain these to very, very small children in a fashion that kids can understand. So we'll find out how this is going to go. This video is sponsored by our friends over at Conservakids. Hey guys, how's it going? Wow, you're very well-behaved children. All right, so I'm supposed to teach you about things today. So get ready.
Yay?
Yay?
I've seen my mom look at him on Facebook. She said he was a very smart guy.
Do you think he is?
Well, now that I've met him, maybe.
Freedom.
Damn.
Okay, freedom.
Definition?
Wrecked.
Oh yeah, give me a definition, go for it.
America.
Definition of freedom is America. Okay, that's actually, okay, I kind of like that. I'm with you. America. Okay, so.
America.
Freedom is not the ability to
No kid talks like that. Please stop.
do whatever you want. Freedom is the ability to make good choices and have those pay off. A lot of people.
What? That's freedom? Making good choices and have that paid off? Like what? No, that's not what freedom is. Okay, okay. The reason why that's a horrible example for what freedom is because A, make good choices and have those paid off. Like what is good choices? Because Ben Shapiro, a good choice for him would be to abolish abortion. That's a good choice for him. Me, that's a bad choice. And then for him, you know, genociding all of Palestine, you know, and all the Palestinians. For him, that's a good choice. For me, that's a horrible choice. I don't want that. So again, it's just like that's a horrible reason for what good choices are, and it just shows that this is like an authoritarian mindset, because when it comes to that and that shit right there, you know, a good choices would pretty much be whoever is in power gets to decide what the good choice is. So I think that's a horrible definition for what freedom is.
People kind of think that freedom is you get to do what you want. So if you want to run into a tree, that's freedom.
Eat.
Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't eat people like that. You don't have freedom to eat people. Cannibalism is bad.
I forgot what that's called.
It's called cannibalism.
My mom and dad told me I was gonna meet Ben Shapiro.
And did you know who he was?
Nope.
Government. Okay, so who has an idea about government? Go for it.
I don't.
Government is what takes all of your money and gives you very little in return.
That is not true.
Okay, that's kind. I mean, it's kind of.
Dude, he backed off so fast. That kid was like, "You are bullshitting." He was like, "Yeah, I'm bullshitting."
Depends on the kind of government.
But no,
Yeah, that is what taxes are for. But taxes are theft, children.
taxes are not theft. I think that's a horrible mind state to have, because A, taxes in this country, I think taxes overall are a good thing to have, but I think what people are sour to taxes is because A, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing with taxes. Yeah, a lot of that money goes to like bullshit, you know, areas. You know, I would like to see taxes go down to more like fixing the streets, you know, getting more funding to schools, giving more funding to hospitals, and giving more just like all that shit right there. I would actually pay more funding for that, you know, helping and upgrading our social welfare program in America is absolute dog shit, and people would definitely need more from that. So taxation is not theft, it's just theft with what you do with the taxes.
The reality is that government is necessary so that people don't hurt each other, so that people don't murder each other. Right, so people don't eat people. That's right.
Yes.
You do need a government to prevent people from eating people. The Constitution, Who knows something about the Constitution? Anybody heard of the Constitution? Anybody heard of the Constitution?
Heard of it.
Okay, so the Constitution. Okay, the Constitution is the document that lays out the list of rules for what the government can do and what the government cannot do. So the Declaration of Independence is 1776. So right as we're founding the country, right as the founding fathers are founding the country in the Revolutionary War, we fought a war against Great Britain in 1776.
Okay, maybe you do know a lot.
What was that?
Okay.
Damn, he knows a lot because he knows basic history. Like, okay.
You do know.
Well, he is a little kid though.
And talk fast.
Yeah, I do
Yes,
talk
very
fast.
fast.
But you guys can keep up. You're young.
I do run pretty fast.
I'm sure you do.
Run very
I
mean,
run super
Let me tell you, I don't worry about talking too fast with kids because my kids wipe me out. My kids tire me out.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
Who knows who the
Biden.
president is right now?
Biden.
Yeah.
Joe Biden.
That's right.
Unfortunately,
Joe Biden.
I'm with you.
Unfortunately, Joe Biden.
Yeah, unfortunately, Joe Biden. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
with them.
Trump,
Yeah.
he is the best.
He was better.
Don't insult the president because he will come and attack you.
Whoa.
Yeah, of course, a lot of these kids are Trump parents, and it's weird how they say Trump is better because they have to be. I don't know. I can't tell the ages of kids. They have to be like 5, so they're like 3 when Trump was fucking president. If you think that, they can barely think for themselves, you know. So that's definitely been passed on to their parents. They're, you know, and it shows how racism is taught. You know, it's not inherent to anybody. It's taught, and it's taught for many generations. So yeah, and you can also tell that these are Trump kids because they're all white. Not a single single black brother, not a single brown brother, no, not a single like a fucking Asian brother. Nobody here. They're all white kids.
Yeah, he's way off base about that.
Taxes. Okay, do you guys like taxes?
Taxes are fees that you have to pay for your houses.
Well, yeah, it's not, there is
And air conditioning and solar.
right. You have to pay taxes on like everything.
Yeah.
Like
Watches,
everything. Except
electricity.
not on your income in Florida because Florida's amazing. Right. So, taxes are the government takes a part of the money that you spend, or the money that you earn, or the property value of your house.
On useless stuff. What about debt?
Mostly, yes. I mean, there's
No kid knows that much. They had to have given these kids media training, and they definitely gave them a script to say that and when to say it. I guarantee a kid would never, ever talk like that.
supposed to spend it on things like the police. They're not supposed to spend it on just random.
See, right there. That's the authoritarian mindset he has right there. Because when it comes to taxes, and what I want, like I said before, what I wanted, you know, more education, medical system, better welfare. Wants, you know, I want more freedom. But what he wants is more money to the fucking police. Right there. That's the most authoritarian shit I have ever heard. Like, when it comes to taxes, you have all this money. Where are you gonna funnel it? You're gonna funnel it to police. You know, you're gonna funnel it to prisons. You're gonna funnel it to the military. And yeah, definitely a libertarian here. Definitely wants smaller government, yet he wants to give all the taxes to police.
Projects or silly things that they have in their head, and they tend to spend it on kind of silly things very often. But as you get older, you will realize how little you like taxes. Taxes are very, very annoying.
I already think they're terrible.
Alrighty, let's see what else.
No kid talks like that.
Quantitative easing.
What?
Wow, who put this one in here?
What is that?
All right, are we really gonna do this?
laughing?
We could do this. Okay,
No.
so yeah, I know. I'm with you.
Everybody's laughing.
The reason that they're laughing is because this is super duper complicated. You know what a dollar is, right? Y'all used dollars before. How about Monopoly money? Have you guys ever played Monopoly? Right? Okay.
My mom and dad in it.
If you guys went to the store with Monopoly money, could you buy anything?
No.
No, you couldn't. Why not?
Because it's fake.
Because it's not real money. There is an agency of the federal government. It's called the Federal Reserve. Okay, the Federal Reserve controls how many dollars are out there. If they just print a bunch of dollars and then they just give you those dollars, it turns out they didn't make you rich. All that happened is that your dollar now doesn't buy as many things. If the Federal Reserve just makes $1,000 and gives it to you and
They're just talking about inflation and shit.
to everybody, you can't buy an ice cream bar with $1 anymore. Now the ice cream bar is going to cost like $1,000. Okay, that's what quantitative easing is.
Can you explain to me the concept of quantitative easing? Go.
I forgot.
So guys, you just learned more than you will in all of college about how the government
That's not
works.
true.
So one of the questions that I frequently get asked is, how do I talk to my own children about conservative values and the things that matter? And my answer is conserva kids. Conserva kids brings you books like Home of the
All right,
Brave,
let's look up
for
Conserva
example,
Kids.
in which they discuss things like American values and American history. They're beautifully illustrated, they're really well written, and they have values that you can feel comfortable sharing with your children, which is the most important thing. There's so many forces out there that are seeking to
all right, let's skip this.
Check them out today at theconservakids.com. They just make great materials off with code 15. Athletes and superstars.
All right, let's see the Conserva Kids. Raise kids who love America. Okay, you know, you have to be forced to love America. You can't think for yourself. Okay, that's nice. Children's books that teach core American values. I wonder what core American values are. Can you tell me? American values are under attack. Today's culture is actively trying to diminish the value of freedom, courage, and hard work by inundating our children with messages that undermine those principles. Can you tell us what those are? Can you not be super vague? You know, I would like to know which is gonna undating our children with messages, you know, that undermine those principles. You know, I never heard of that before. Help your kids navigate modern culture. Conservative Kids is a book series that provides a fun way to have international and age-appropriate conversations with your children about core values that make our country exceptional. Each book reinforces American ideals through a story that both kids and parents can enjoy. Enjoyable storylines, values everyone can support, engaging and fun illustrations, new adventure in each book, relatable characters, perfect for ages 3 and 8. Definitely not indoctrinated kids. A fun way to learn about core American values. Yeah, I can't debunk this because they're so broad and so vague. Like, what the fuck are like age-appropriate conversations? As parents ourselves, we understand what's at stake. Here at Conservative Kids, we want to raise kids who love America, and that's it. You just love America and are proud of our country. While it may be fashionable and to focus on what is negative, our kids deserve to be told what's right about America and learn to celebrate ideals such as freedom, courage, hard work, and personal responsibility. So this right here just shows why conservatism is bad. Because right here, it may be fashionable to focus on what is negatives, and our kids deserve to be told what's right about America. Because when it comes to making things better, that's what I want. I want America, even though I don't like America right now, where it's at right now, I want to make America a lot better. I want everybody in America at least to have the best lives they can. You know, and the best way to do that is to talk about the negative issues. What is hurting people, you know? What is limiting people's freedoms where it has no reason to limit to freedoms, you know, and shit like that. So when you just talk about and just tell kids to just love America, just love it. Don't talk negative about it, just love it. You know, that comes around when people are underprivileged, you know, when they're born to a single mother household, you know, when they're born in a very drug-ridden area, and then they don't succeed in life because of that, just because of where they're born. People are gonna look at them and they're like, "Oh, just pick yourself up by the bootstraps, you know. You just go out there and just go in, work hard, and you just do it," which does not really work that well in America. We're not living in a meritocracy, you know. A lot of other countries actually do the American dream a lot better than we do, and mostly they're in Sweden and places like that. The Nordic countries do meritocracy a lot better than we do, even then though over there is not a meritocracy. Yes, if you work harder compared to another person, you probably will live a better life than the other person. But this doesn't mean you're going to live a good life overall, you know? A lot of this comes out of just luck. A lot of this comes out of luck and just where you're born. So in order to fix that, you have to talk about the negative part of America. Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream and must be fought for, protected, and handled on them for doing the same. Ronald Reagan. Okay. $34 for 3 books. Hell nah. But yeah. Conservative kids, conservative garbage. Haha, I got him.
Stars generally don't know anything about what they're talking about when it comes to politics. When LeBron James says things, that doesn't mean he knows things. Yeah.
Will you ever be a president?
I like how he doesn't give an example and like debunk the examples that LeBron says, because LeBron does say a couple of stupid shit, but he actually does say a lot of good shit. I agree with.
You know, all the presidents are now 100 years old, right? Like Joe Biden is really, really old. Joe Biden is 79 years old. I'm 38, which to you guys seems like super old, right? No? Okay, good. That's true.
My mom's 42.
My dad's
My
52.
My dad is 48.
I'll wait until my kids are grown up. I would never run for office while I have little kids, 'cause I want to be home with my kids. My kids are super cute. I want to spend like a lot of time with them.
When is Ben gonna admit that he's gonna run for president?
If
No
he
kid
wanted
talks
to
like
be
that.
president, he would probably be it tomorrow, but he just talks about it.
No kid just thinks about who's gonna run for the president. You know what they're thinking about? Fucking Fortnite and Roblox and probably Minecraft. That shit. The real answer will be like, oh, Ben Shapiro, do you know that Spider-Man is from Fortnite? Ben Shapiro, and he'll be like, oh yeah. That's what a real conversation was here. But of course, they probably told these kids like, oh, if you say this word, I'll give you a fucking lollipop or something. Just read the script real quick.
Raise your hand if you want Trump to be president. That means you as well.
Only 2 kids.
to be president.
Oh, that's nice of you.
They didn't do a wide shot because I think I only saw 2 children want Trump to be president. Because of course, why would they want Trump to be president? They were fucking still crawling around on all floors when Trump was president.
Why are the people angry at the government?
Why are people angry at the government? Because sometimes the government tells us to do stuff the government shouldn't tell us to do.
Do you think?
Yeah, like telling women to not be able to have an abortion. You know, they have to go with it, man. Just have that baby. You know.
Homeschooling will ever be banned?
Not in Florida. So I think that there will be places that try to stop homeschooling. I come from a state called California,
I
where
like
where
Hawaii.
where monsters roam the streets and garbage is strewn everywhere. It's a horror-scape.
And you know why that's the reason? Because of conservatives. Because of Ronald fucking Reagan. That's the reason why monsters roam the streets, which I assume he's talking about homeless people. The reason why homeless people are there, because a lot of them are mentally ill, and Ronald Reagan closed all the what you call it, I don't know, I'm gonna say asylums. I think that's what they're called, and to house the mentally ill people. So they just let them out in the streets, and of course they had nowhere else to go, so they just became homeless because they're mentally ill, so they didn't have a place to go. And when it comes to trash roaming the streets, is the reason for that is because instead of dealing with that problem, they just went and just funnel it to like certain areas of LA. So again, that's just the reason for that is because of conservatives' fault.
No, I mean, I'm joking. They don't actually have real monsters, but it's a really poorly, the way that they run the state is really bad. So they have lots of crime, they have high taxes.
Like you think there is a monster.
Right, exactly. I came here because Florida is
you
amazing,
showed
guys. You're
me
so lucky to be growing up in Florida. Florida's amazing.
God, imagine saying Florida is amazing. Like, what the fuck? Are you deep throating Florida so much? Like, god damn.
America is the best, but Florida's really hot. What does the government do?
What does the government do? Okay, so there's various kinds of government. There's your local government, like where you live, and then there's the state government, like the state of Florida, and then there's the federal government. They all do different things. So your local government, they do the police and they do the firefighting. Okay, then there's the state government. The state government decides, for example, how money goes to your local public school, for example, or how taxes get paid and how roads get made and all of that. Then there's the federal government. The federal government, the Constitution says what the federal government can do. Make sure that there's an army and a navy and an air force and that they are able to protect us against people who would want to attack the United States. That's the biggest thing the federal government does. Yeah.
Do you think Biden actually follows his own law?
I think that Biden kind of makes up the rules as he goes.
Which is fucking hilarious because he's a huge Trump supporter, and Trump literally did so much shit that no other president has ever done before in the history of fucking America. So Trump literally made everything up. Like after, even after he was done being president, he still says the fucking election was stolen. No other president has ever done that. So it's just hilarious how like Biden just makes shit up as he go and just wearing a big ass MAGA hat while saying that.
I don't think, unfortunately, he cares very much about the rules for being president. I think he just tries to do whatever he can do. And then...
Yeah, definitely not Trump. Trump definitely didn't do that.
President. And that's why the founders were really smart. The founders created a system where there are people who can stop you if you break the rules, which is really important.
Do you think China purposefully caused the pandemic?
The fuck did that kid just say?
I think that China purposefully covered up a pandemic. It probably started in...
No, wait, that kid just say, do you think China purposely started the pandemic? Again, no kid ever thinks about that. You know, they had to give that kid a script. There's no way.
Laboratory in China, and then it got released, and then they pretended that it was not their fault, and they didn't know what was going on, and they lied a lot, and then it got out and killed a lot of people.
Do you think the Supreme Court will overturn Roe versus Wade?
Wow. I think the Supreme Court will not overturn Roe versus Wade, unfortunately. I have a feeling
fortunately,
the Supreme Court is going to...
But we're both the same level of doomer, which is weird. I think they are gonna overturn it, or at least they're gonna make it like state dependent. But he actually thinks it is not, which I kind of hope he's right.
Change the rules of Roe versus Wade.
Which I hope they don't change the rules
completely. They're gonna do what they always do, and they're gonna be confusing about it.
Who is your favorite Democrat?
Wow, that is a difficult question.
I know, right?
Alive? A Democrat who's alive?
We finally
Right now, Joe Manchin, Senator Joe Manchin.
Of course, he says Joe Manchin, the Democrat that literally is the reason why the government can't get shit done right now. You know, literally why. Okay. And I like how he said alive right now, because I'm pretty sure he would have picked a Democrat that was very in the past, that was pro Jim Crow and pro slavery. That'll be funny.
From West Virginia is my current favorite Democrat. He's preventing Joe Biden from doing a lot of bad things.
Do you think we can have a stable government again?
I mean, I think that the government is still pretty stable, is the truth. We should be grateful to live.
I do agree with that. The government is pretty stable right now. However, if we don't get like Trump, like, I don't know, say into control, or like we need to stop like the whole Trump movement, because again, they almost, if we have like another January 6th shit happening, if that keeps happening over and over and over again, they're eventually gonna win, and it's not gonna be good for anybody in America.
Live in a country where the government is this stable. The truth is that if you look at history and if you look at all other countries, there are a lot of countries that really don't have a stable government, and it's really difficult. We're so lucky to live in this country. We really are. So as much as we have problems here in the United States, this is still a fabulous, fabulous country, and we should all really be grateful to live here. And that I guess is the thing that I would say to all you guys. You're gonna live like for a super long time, and you're gonna get to see all sorts of amazing things happen in the country. And the most important thing to remember is the harder you work, the better your life is going to be. The better the decisions you make, the more responsible you are, the more you help other people, the better your life is gonna be. In this country, which is the best country in the world, if you make great decisions, you're gonna have an unbelievably awesome life. You're gonna make a huge difference in the world, and you can make the world a better place.
Thank you, Mr. Shapiro. And what's that thing on your head?
Oh, good question. Okay, so this is a yarmulke. Jews and Christians believe in the same God. We just have slightly...
So do Muslims, but of course he does not pick that up because he hates Muslims and Muslim people because he's super racist.
Different beliefs about...
Well, even though it's more of a, a religion more than a race, but still.
The kind of stuff that we have to do, that God says that we have to do. So what this means is that Orthodox Jews who keep a lot of commandments, we keep this on our head, right? In the Bible, when it talks about the Israelites, that's the Jews. So the Jews eventually, now we're their descendants. So we keep the yarmulke on our head to remind us that God is around us at all times, so we should make good decisions, basically. Alrighty, guys. Well, you can go, enjoy your day now, because it's all over. So you're good. Thank you, guys. It's great to meet all of you.
Do you want to take some of these kids home?
I have 3 of my own, so more children.
All right, that's enough for that. So what did we learn? We learned how conservatives indoctrinate kids, and shows how we still have a long way to go to get rid of conservatism and conservative thinking and shit like that. So of course, this is a pretty good example of how I don't want to say racism, because nothing on here is super fucking racism or even surface level racism, but it can also show how these kids can be indoctrinated to racism later on in their life. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. Don't like Ben Shabibo. Pretty dumb, you know. Don't like his politics at all. We very, very much disagree against each other, and he'll probably disagree with me just because of my skin color. He'll probably think I'm a Palestinian if he's Palestinian. I can't say that word, but you know what I'm talking about if I just walked up to him. But yeah, that's the whole video. Again, if you like the video, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, comment down below. I very much appreciate it. And Roe versus Wade forever.